Hello there, everyone. Welcome back to some more Let's Play Mundaun. In the last episode, we beat the game. And we got what I felt was an appropriately H.P. Lovecraft-like ending. Our protagonist failed to save his father. We failed to save Florina. He himself did not reverse the events, and effectively we played right into the Dark Man's hands. A great ending if we wanted a awful ending. Since then, I had told you guys that if I ever got around to playing through the game again, I would record a different ending, or try to get a much happier ending for those of us who were rather disappointed with the way things turned out for our hero here. Well, I have played through the game again, and I am about to enter the very final sections of the game, where Giovanni Serpentini was being hung. And my intention this time is to save him, attempt to save our grandfather, and then save Florina without reversing time. And so, we're going to do that. However, before we get to doing that, I also have found two things that I missed the first time through the game. I found the cave that we used to spend some time at as a child, and I also found a little path that I had missed earlier during my initial climb up the mountain. So we will see me exploring these things before we get to the end portion of the game. A heads up as well that I will be recording all these parts, and I've already recorded two of them, completely silent. But I will be doing some talking as I watch the video with you guys. And with that said, I think we're now good to go. So, let's see what ending we can earn this time around. After we see the cave and that path together. Alright everyone, here I am watching this with you guys now, a month after I recorded that introduction, by the way. So I'm showing off where I am currently in the game. We have not even met the priest yet, and here was the cave. I walked right past it when we had been here much earlier. My goodness, how embarrassing. My old hideout. I almost forgot about it. Days and nights I spent here. When I first lived here with Grandpa, apparently I probably didn't think too much about how I was going to do this area at the time. How I was going to re-record these videos for you guys. So I'm probably not going to be doing any talking over any of the conversation and won't be able to keep up with what's on screen. So we'll just listen to the amazing Romanish language here together. So we have a small table and chair here, a candle, and what looks like some matchsticks. Well, free matchsticks are good. Oh, the shadows from the stone seem to cast something here. The stones seem to cast a shadow, which would hint that there's something that this was supposed to represent. People. I'm assuming we're the little one? Our father must be the one on the right? And perhaps our grandfather is the one on the left? I wonder if we came back here without our hand, twisted without being a servant of the Dark Man or his blessed, if things would have gone differently there. And this little path, up here on the right, I don't think I ever noticed it before. That tunnel is where we had to tune into a certain frequency. I don't remember finding this before, so I'm totally going to climb this and see what's up here. There's another, what's that called? I want to say it's called the Painter's Awing, but I'm not sure. A small segment of destroyed wall. You're not allowed up here until after the events have transpired in the church. And you have gone into the past with Rowena briefly because you need to get the moval. Nothing on the table. But a key on the painter stand. I think we got all the keys we could find. Well, we didn't, obviously, because we missed this one, or I think I did. The game does give you extras of everything, just to make sure that there's a good chance you won't miss anything, because you'll find it in other places. Keys, binoculars, snowshoes, anything remotely important that you can get from multiple places. Or it's impossible to miss it, like the bee suit. Alright, everyone, and I think that's it for this area. I'm a bit of a completionist, so I like exploring everything that I might have missed. And now, it is time to save Serpentini.
Presentale buis! Nua ai Giovanni? Lorina e bovigni da casa le davose noci. De copende wieder quella preiti ma legge della. Quei artista al sende fanze c'hai creiemi. Nua aisel. Vassi, de vigni se vesekio som bo fac per jacht. En dan jou a fac mi meer possible. De verton mon jou a mira se avinas giucile. Adia, Corporal Walter. Relasciao!
I have something to admit to you guys about this part of the game in particular. When I was given the option to save or damn Giovanni, I heavily suspected that the right thing to do would be to save him.
Ma che guai?
Which is why I did not do it. I wanted to see what would happen if we let him die, because I suspect most other people who play this game will actually save him. Well, the first thing we have to do is... Actually, the first thing we have to do is get out there. We're not allowed to erase him from that spot. I'm surprised we didn't need to use the turpentine for anything. I can't think of what it was required for in the game. But we will try to save our father, and I don't believe the turpentine was used there either. Sorry, our grandfather.
A causa è samidada di boielati.
Cortin, me vegliami. Vel tiram su, mi veig me veder, mo pendia su.
De co in nom de Deu des tresse dotte.
Even sneer per te. Die portret della stalla, die flamme se no.
Io am filmezzi na via el chalet.
Ma ci chiude la matta.
Ja sai da omis dus. Florina a meu tat.
Forse ci so. Forse sperimentar prendens duas.
Last time, we cut the rope and let him die. This time...
Negin strict di malfacente.
Grazie. It's a thing in it, Maya.
I wish I had known that was going to happen. Even if I didn't save my father, if I was going to rush down to save Florina, I still wish there was some hint that we could have saved their hand to do that.
Go. Con quei posti tu avrir. Mi schler. Das outras partes sono accese.
Jamon, wo geht ihr das andar, mai?
No.
I also kind of wish that... I guess I'll ruin this a little bit. Giovanni actually did try to harm you again on your way back, but he will not do so. There is effectively, assuming you were going for a good ending or want a good ending, there is absolutely no reason why you shouldn't save him. I'm not generally a fan of choices in a game where the outcome is so beneficial when it seems like it shouldn't be that way. There should have been a consequence for us saving him. Perhaps, for example, we couldn't save Florina. We wouldn't have had time to do so. Or if we saved our grandfather, we wouldn't be able to save Florina. Instead, we would have to choose one or the other. Maybe that will be the case. I won't ruin what happens here. I can tell you, I am hoping that will be the case. We have seen, though, it's possible to fail at both things. Which is acceptable. We had a dream about this a long time ago. My impression is that I need the turpentine. It's a painting. We need to erase what's on the painting.
Quella lompa fredda de terpentin. Probabilmente hanno sforgiato una ven la parte della pont con quella lompa. Io trovo il buella.
Nope. Okay. So, I can't think of anything that I've currently missed, so we must already possess whatever we need inside our inventory. I'm trying to rack my brain as to what it could be, and the only thing that makes sense to me, the only thing other thing we didn't use the last time in our game, assuming it's not used for the reversal of time, which I'm not expecting to get if we can save Florina, is the contract stone. I don't know what he's... I don't understand the language, but I'm assuming he'd said something like, it is done. Or it's finally done, is what I'm guessing that he, is what he means.
Io sto zitter Florina in la caplotta stiera.
The rest of the game, by the way, is recorded from now until the end credits. So we're going to watch all of this with you guys. There are, I believe, still haystacks around, so we need to be careful of them. You know, another creepy thing with the name Stacks in it were the Slee Stacks back from when I was a kid in the Land of the Lost series. God, it was so long ago. It's okay. I'm sure the insurance will cover it. You know, I'm surprised the Moval isn't like a stick shift. It seems to be an older type of truck. Man, if I had to drive a stick shift, there'd be no way. I've been driving automatics my entire life. I never learned how to drive stick. I think you actually have to pay extra these days if you want an automobile, which is stick shift. So the reason why I also decided to not reverse time during this run is because, well, I think we should have reversed time if we did everything badly. If we didn't save our father and we let Florina die, because I'm pretty sure reversing time kills us, kills everyone up here, but denies the Dark Man. Oh, his gift. I almost ran you over, Father. Oh, sure. I believe I found all the papers this time around as well. I think I'm going to show you now something that I put together that I didn't find all the pieces for last time. This, the very last 2 pages I found, which hints strongly that it should be the lantern we use to defeat the demon here.
Signor Plebon. Ja sei tot, de vies packt.
In gran malfac capeta la caplota stira. E la Florina.
Eu so copescel de quai.
Io spacirita. Ti hasi una buona olma. Scottita.
Quescia. Ja sai che mutat del buon sogno.
No,
Ures de pigliael.
Oh, ein poi. Hai vendi data in conto delle scusonze del naus. Io vendi a fare
Well, I didn't choose those answers. It occurs to me now that our grandfather really didn't do anything wrong. Assuming that was his only contract with the Dark Man, he fulfilled it in a way that actually fulfilled the contract. And no one died except for Algeria, right? A shame that she also had to die in the end. But it wasn't us who was sacrificed to him, and the contract was fulfilled correctly, I feel. I wish there was a way for you to, like, bring the contract to some extra-planar judge who rules in your favor. And right now I see that there's stones up ahead blocking the path, so we're not going to be able to take the Moval down there. The Dark Man, if I remember correctly, mentioned that no judge in any universe would find him guilty of breaking the contract based on what our grandfather did. But it never said anything about a human soul. So I still think what our grandfather did was a nice trick, and that he should draft his contracts better. I don't believe I have a pitchfork at the moment, so I'm going to need to crawl around this one. I don't believe our rifle does any significant damage to the haystacks. I finally figured out, by the way, what fear resistance does for you, everyone. It makes it so that you are not... It resists the slow effect when enemies are staring at you, when you bring your left hand up to, like, protect yourself, or for the Dark Man to see where you are and make you suffer. It will let you resist the effect. As you can see, our hand is even rising at the moment because my fear resistance is at full. And there's no pitchfork there either.
Di demoni, la Iels.
Mia, la più nuova filiale dell'Enterprise. Grazie ci abbiamo presente della Iels.
Ja, vai destruiu il schmaledeu malec. Date liberaus de sua maledicțiun.
Ma bene, e non era mai un caso per me. Ma veglia, ma battagiò. Questo esemplare risponde già da più ai miei gusti.
Teu gidonte raccogliena autai. Giovanni ha gidau mai.
Ecco, salverlo ci ha morto giunti a non. Di Christ ci dice il buon cos, ma le sue maligna scultuazzi di famiglia.
Lain ruaus Florina.
Perciò ci pensi? No, è voce maladia. E proprio penso che Sklimbim mi faccia danno. Lascia vedere. Sì. Ma è vez per ci che ti sciacciò la matetta in mia braccia.
Ti survens boella.
Ma perché no? Ti has visto il contract? Lincia tribunal, profano water. Decidesse a mia favor.
Ti gis manzegnes.
Corcia di antenaz me mi imbrugliò avanti per de celis. Era il ficcio argentò. Ma ossa, vezza c'è quella stuvia nire da quella. Florin, di non, mo imbrugliò. Ossa dei Florin. Una provvidenza. Durch visses duns. Questa d'una stosia destin d'esser da mia parte.
Die Bastard korrupt.
Exakt.
Florina! Navon! Navon!
That's much more promising for us. It's interesting to me that she still sent us back in time, because I feel it's a mistake to undo the contract. The Dark Man did get rid of the army and save the lives of all of these people. And again, in return, just Algria died.
O sogno proprio che ho, scocarstiamo da piala d'ossa. Il momento del pact.
Scudiava le stinien co.
Para che ho fetch caput vies pact.
T'avertesch, nu c'aver rinciosas passedas. Las consequenzas füssen fatelas.
Addia ti malfacent.
Aiat te avertia.
Ci hai sti? Schwadescha, nus vain ujara, vai bain leuk, para civilists. Das un curdin, teu beadi. C'hai gisti? Segna boque contract. Vai ni scelta. Quai, ni conoscessin cocis. Ti stos risca e bo sottoscriva. I dat not che valesse la pena da signar in pact con quel. Neanche gli avveni dell'antira valada. Ti has ragione, sottoscriva. Questo è essere il plipin dils dus mals. De, lo va in zero aus.
Tuot in orden, cucipera. Ussa tuocha che a vos da cumplir vossa parte dell'affair. Ai asvets in 10 dis. Ussa vais in noi chapchatais.
think that was indeed the lesser of two evils, assuming you were able to save Florina. As he'll have to find another vessel for the future. Remember the picture we saw of the young man with the old man's hat in his oven? I suspect that he needs someone new every so often in order to refresh his life, as it were. He needs to be reincarnated, or his... He'll find someone else, obviously, without any issues. I suspect there'll always be people seeking power and willing to trade their soul, or someone else's soul, for it. Alright, all saved.
Quel sai eu dovrà apitar per magasinar causas.
I was thinking how nice it would be to have a cup of coffee in the kitchen one last time before we leave for the day. Leave back for our home. But alas, we've already drank all the coffee we're allowed to drink here. I'll have to bring some of my own up here next time. Or, I'm sorry, rather, Curtin here. You can bring some more if he ever stops back up here again to see these people. And we are no longer shape-shifting into the Dark Man ourselves. Might as well use the bathroom one last time, I suppose, Tim, before we go. It's probably a long trip down the mountain. I guess, I guess we'll handle this. We'll pretend I washed my hands, since I can't do so actually on screen. Very important to have proper hygiene, especially when it's not your home. Was there anything here we forgot? I don't think so. I'm realizing at this moment, I'm pretty sure that I'm recording this. I'm going to upload this for my YouTube channel. And as such, I shouldn't spend 30 minutes running around looking for other things to do before I leave. And I just realized the church is destroyed. I don't remember that being the case last time, but it must have been the... Well, actually, maybe it wasn't based upon what we did last time. Haystacks. Music's promising. The first thing I want to do is check up on the priest. His church is now destroyed, and I'd like to see if he saw what happened. I don't remember the proper order to do things at this point in the game either, everyone, since I've only been here once before. So, this is exciting for me to see if anything now is different. I'm imagining he'll be at the church, not in the graveyard.
Biengi, signor Plevon.
Dio sei con te, mio figlio.
C'è sciabiao la no vergata.
Io se ricordo il buon. Che hai si usa la caplotta? Lo hai si venuto schier. Non se vai in flauta e in der Maun e le ruines della caplotta.
Nua ai Florina? Co vai con ella?
E lei in se nua, ed è lei bobe la sada. Io credo che ti aspendrau sei vita e sei a olva.
Keu, prem spene vos quel. Pia al bugidau. Ella semplicemente riso mai.
Io sono sicuro che io hai dato.
Ma ne hai vus che gli vegli sei di neven?
E lei mai proprio ne ven. Si dice che da Christians, wie je è da inschko el. Tu essen fit, ma noi vel da ne signor si cau. Ma qua sentinus cau epi fit la presenza dell'auto.
Ossa che tutto è vergau, hai si ures de feine celebrazione per tat.
Walter specie sind toi al clavau berjau. E l'abbandonau si bunker per la prima gada pi ons.
Adia, signor Plevon.
Io sei con te.
I believe that Curtin probably isn't very faithful, which is why the cross did not do anything for him. We know that the Dark Man wasn't able to enter into the chapel without our assistance to carry him in there. The faith of the Father was probably enough to keep him out, and probably his faith would have helped him more than us with the cross, but probably still not powerful enough. And the Father sounded like he was afraid to go in there on his own, so likely he would have been not as effective, we shall say, in the end as using the lantern. Other things I tried that I did not record was I filled up the Muval with another entire delivery of straw, hay, but you can't make a second delivery. It doesn't take any of it out of the Muval. Speaking of which, I'm a bit of a sucker for doing things thematically. The lights are on the Muval, and the gate to this is open. We try to leave as much in the same condition, or better, than we found it in. Such a beautiful place up here, by the way. I mean, I know this isn't real life, but I would love to live in an isolated place like this. Part of me's always wondered about moving up to Alaska, or some place where there's very few people, and a lot of distance between me and them, since I'm so introverted. On that same note, though, I have so many health problems that I need to be around a hospital, which is not something you can do easily in a place like the remotes of Alaska. Or any place remote, actually. I had to be within like 20 to 30 minutes of a hospital at all times. Oh well, such is life.
Biengi, Corporal Walter.
C'hai?
Ai tat, è una dina cheu.
E lei è low?
Io hai distruiu il maleg, il clavau a mai berjau.
C'è ti maneges?
Asti veu Florina?
E va ben con ella. Jeremia sa dice mi che hai spindrau ella. Ja sai bocce che capitau. Ja fidel botti. Ti ha sclec che le bo veni de blessada. Še che avessi musauati da viver. La ella in ruaus.
Adia, Corporal Walter.
I like the corporal. He seems like a down-to-earth guy.
El para de ruessar en page.
So he still died. The Dark Man still killed him. He just his soul was saved, and he didn't end up turning to ash, or whatever it was that happened to him inside the burning barn. So I suspect Walter actually mentioned, more or less said, "I don't understand what you're talking about" when it came to the fire and this, because it wouldn't have actually happened, right?
Bien dit, Corporal Walter.
Sì.
Laini la sepultura.
Bien.
Although maybe we didn't revert time there, Tim. You just undid the damage that was done, literally. So maybe it did happen a few days ago, and now everything is restored.
Gordin, nou kaut ihr nus.
Ein Totskell.
Ja, wollte die in per Pleitz, avon nus oder in Ella Latiar.
Jau djecim per pleits.
Fai quai avon.
Dat. Ja spero che hai se veu data de finalmente infla la page. Possa ti olmen fla il ruaus os. Ja sono fin.
Signor daia degli ruaus perpetuum. La iesh perpetua mossa la via. Che il ruaus sia in pace. Amen.
Amen.
Asti gracin ciao. Io abbandono il Mundaun. Forse vensti di ne ven cu ties un pau piveglia. Adia, Florina. Io abbandono Mundaun.
In Zaraquitau amica ti sei in a bocca gronda.
C'è son io?
Ti is mai staus in Juldau. Mai.
Io ai mai dec. C'è un po'.
La buis che ti has portau sauda a Juldau Florin. Ti stas portando a voz ella dell'auno che ti has ingualau ella.
Adia, Corporal Walter.
Ah!
Il juris per mai de di.
Ah, push pa in giù al mercao. Patracci mi ton wieder nus, Gordin. Ti is in feda quella val. Ti ho tat, ti ho sparciri el. J'eva quaia din.
Adia, signor Plevon.
Ti ho seggi contai.
It seems odd to me to take the rifle with you. I know nothing about the gun laws up here. I'm imagining, though, that it must be at least registered. I don't know if you're just allowed to carry a rifle back down into the city. There'd probably be some questions of why you're open carrying, I would suppose, as well, up here. So it would seem to be the smart thing to do to leave it behind. It's our grandfather's rifle anyway. And I would like to leave as I arrived. We ended up bringing no evil with us in this place, but we carried it while we were here. This rifle is the last vestiges of that, so we should leave that here as well. And not carry such a gruesome reminder of what we had done up here, killing the... Well, they were all undead soldiers or strange creatures instead, but a rifle can stay up here too. Oh, there's still rocks in the way for the path leading back up the mountain as well, so you're not allowed up there to check on Serpentini, for example. I don't think I noticed it right away. I think I will notice it, though, because I think I intended to go up there.
Keo, quella drovio bupli.
One less attempt for Serpentini to do something to us to prevent us from leaving or get vengeance for his master, but I don't believe he will do anything of the sort. There is one more slight change between this and the prior event, and it will take place on the bus at the very end of the trip down. A nice touch, which I won't say too much about, and you guys will probably might not even notice it. I guess I will wrap up now because I don't remember when exactly I cut the recording. It would seem another 6 minutes from now. Mundaun was an amazing game. I really enjoyed the atmosphere and story of this game. The art was well done. The sound effects were great. I loved the antagonist. And the protagonist as well. I really liked the whole idea of this. And I liked the setting, the language used, all different sound effects, the music they used. It's incredible. Very rarely have I played a game blind like this and enjoyed it so much, especially when I knew really nothing about it before starting, other than it might be a horror game of some sort. Absolutely fantastic. What a joy this game was to play. I would highly recommend it, assuming, of course, that you haven't seen it, which is a bit odd because you're watching this video, so you've probably now seen the ending. But it was amazing, and this is one of the few horror games I have played. Where I've beaten it multiple times. I haven't done that with very many horror games. Normally because of the jump scares in them. It's just, the games are not nearly as scary as they once were. Not nearly as scary the second time through. And everyone, I think I will let the rest play in silence. So, thank you guys for watching this, assuming you did. And I will see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone. They probably did the just a little bit more music though at the very end. This is just a little. That's like the only criticism I would have. Just a little.